You know what? This is the year I need some new ski boots. But look at all the selection that we have to choose from right over here. Wonder who can help me out.
How we may help you?
Hi, Phil. How's it going today?
I'm doing well. How are you doing?
Doing well, thanks.
It's good to see you. Thank
Good
you
to
for
see you as
coming to
well.
Joe's.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So I just need to, first and foremost, kind of start off with what you would actually do to measure out a foot, because I haven't done that in a while.
Okay. Well, in the past, we've used just a fitting device such as this that we determine what the length is. You can put your foot in there and see where it measures up at. And it measures up showing that we perhaps put you into a 28.5. But now we have some new technology we have here at Joe's, and actually we're going to introduce you to a couple of different machines to best get your foot dimensions. So we're going to ask you to step up here, putting your feet into the pockets there, squeeze your feet into the center, and this machine is going to be more accurate than our typical traditional means of fitting. So we slide this bar down and making sure your heels are all the way to the back. You know, this machine shows us that we're measuring at 27.5, where on the apparatus that I used before showed a 28.5. Now on this we can also look at what the width of the person's foot is, and we're measuring at about 103 millimeters approximately. And then we look at the right foot and we're measuring at about 104 millimeters. Now, as importantly is we can take a look at a person's arch height. If we look down through the glass, we can see an orange outline.
Phil,
and that's
could you
the
grab that?
outline of your arches. Now I'm going to have you drive your knees forward.
Phil.
I'm going to have you drive your knees forward and see if your arches change and come back up. And flex forward again. And your arches stay consistent as you're flexing forward. Now as we look at your arches through the glass and then compare it to our diagrams, we're looking at somewhere probably a medium arch, a medium to maybe just a little bit higher, but somewhere in between medium and high arch.
Now you said there's also one more thing that we can try out for just measuring devices.
Right,
And I want to
yes.
know what more you can do.
Well, we've got a 3D scanner. It's called a Podoscope, created by a company called BootDoc. And this will give us a complete scan of the foot. So we're going to ask you to step up here, placing your feet kind of in the center of each of these rectangles. And then we ask you to look forward and don't move. The scan takes just about 3 seconds. So I'm going to start the scan, and we have it set at a certain, we call it Alpine Race. That's going to give us our best scan, and then we press for men. Now we're presently scanning. You'll see the red circle going around. Now we're analyzing.
I can take my feet off, right?
Yes, you can take your feet off right now. Okay, so we've got information here, multiple pieces of information. The first is showing and confirming that 27.5, which we confirmed on the last machine we were on. And again, remembering the very first measuring device, it showed us a 28.5. Again, a device that we've used in past years, but do not use, as a part of a fitting at this point. We have the heel to toe length, left foot at 27.8, right foot at 28.3 in millimeters. So this again kind of confirms the Mondo Point boot size that we'd be looking at. Now we look at arch type, and we're saying this is saying a low arch. We look at your foot on the arch height on this Podoscope, but then remembering back to how we saw your arch fitting on the other, and actually that was more of a medium arch, and will actually use the arch height depiction on the former machine, which is more accurate, because this machine, the Podoscope, looks at the arch from top down. The other machine looks at it from bottom up. Now we're going to look at ball width. So this is going to tell us what width of a the width of the foot in relation to then what width of a ski boot we should be looking at. We have 105 and 112. So it's a wider foot, right foot especially. And so again, this is going to direct us to the width of a boot, which is shown on each of the boots by a term called the last. Then we look at the instep height. Instep height is, it's about 3 millimeters of difference. And we, that will be a key to help looking at what boot might be best fitting as far as the instep goes. We look at ankle circumference. You can see the 238 on left foot, 247 on the right.
And then wait 1 second. Let's go back to that one more time. Ankle circumference. Now, if I look at that as well, why do my ankles bow in like that?
Oh yes, you are pronating. You are pronating. So that's a clue to for us to further look at how we might better stabilize your foot in the boot through a footbed, perhaps a custom footbed. Maybe there's some other things we may need to do, an analysis, maybe a canting or cuff alignment on a boot. So then we looked at the ball girth, just a key to tell us if there's a significant difference in the ball girth, which there is here, the right foot, we would have to be looking at a boot that's going to give us enough room in the toe box or forefoot area so that we're not overly tightening so to impede blood flow and so forth. Heel width, we're looking at 68 and 66, fairly similar, but then again we can see the pronation that's going on as well. And then short heel girth, we can see right here, we're fairly similar, so really no concerns there. I think the items that we need to be looking at are the the instep height, because we have some difference there, and actually the ankle circumference. I mean, these are all characteristics that we'll be using to help find the correct boot, including like the ball width.
That's what we call the last.
That's what we call the last, exactly. And then heel to toe length, but again, we're confirming that it's going to be a 27.5. Now, this information, if you choose, we can send to you via email, so you can keep it for your own. But now, again, we have the information that's going to give us the ability to choose a boot or boot that's going to work best for you.
Perfect. Well, thank you very much, Phil. Let's go try on some boots.
We will do that. We will do that.